Hello children, today we will take up the second poem of your textbook, Honeydew. The name of the poem is Geography Lesson, written by Zulfikar Ghosh. Now before we read the poem, let us know about the poet. Zulfikar Ghosh is a novelist, poet and essayist. He was born in Sialkot, which is now in Pakistan. In 1969, he moved to the United States to teach at the University of Texas, from where he retired as Professor Emeritus in 2007. He became a US citizen in 2004. Let us read the introduction of the poem. Now children, can you imagine what your city would look like if you saw it from 10,000 feet above the ground? Neatly planned and perfect in proportion, like a geometric design. It would strike you as something very different from what it actually is while you are in the thick of it. Here is a poet's description of just such a view of the city and some questions that come to his mind. Let us now read the first stanza of the poem. When the jet sprang into the sky, it was clear why the city had developed the way it had, seeing its scale 6 inches to the mile. There seemed an inevitability about what on ground had looked haphazard, unplanned and without style when the jet sprang into the sky. Children, let us try to understand the meaning of the first stanza, or what the poet wants to convey through the first stanza. Now the whole poem is about the way Earth looks from different altitudes. It is divided into 3 parts. In the first stanza of the poem, the poet describes his city. When the jet takes off and climbs, you can have a view of the city from a height. The city grows as per its necessity and doesn't grow as per proper planning. It does not have any particular style. It even looks 6 inches from a certain height, revealing its true structure. So what looks haphazard on ground looks no different from the sky. Now, stanza 2 of the poem. When the jet reached 10,000 feet, it was clear why the country had cities where the rivers ran and why the valleys were populated. The logic of geography, that land and water attracted men, was clearly delineated when the jet sprang into the sky. So, in stanza 2, when the jet climbs up to about 10,000 feet, the poet apprehends the fact that cities grow along the sides of water resources. Water fulfills the necessities like agriculture, transport, business, and others. He can thus understand why the cities in the country have grown along the rivers. He finds that valleys are populated for the same reason. So he concludes that it is land and water together that attracts the people. Thus, it is easy to understand the logic of geography from a height. In the third stanza, poet writes, when the jet rose 6 miles high, it was clear the earth was round and that it had more sea than land. But it was difficult to understand that the men on the earth found causes to hate each other, to build walls across cities, and to kill from the heights. It was not clear why. Now stanza 3 conveys, when the plane climbs still higher, 6 miles up, the earth looks round, It is clear that there is more water than land on the earth. While appreciating the geographical niceties of our planet, the poet is unable to understand the tendency of the people to build borders, to erect walls, to create fences. Then he reflects that people on earth are selfish and narrow-minded, for they hate each other. He finds the earth to be one, but not the people living on this earth. They are divided for shallow reasons. Now, if we summarize the whole poem, we get that after viewing the earth from different altitudes, the poet ultimately summarizes that it is easy to understand the logic of geography from a height. However, it is very difficult to understand why humans hate one another, kill each other. This remains a mystery to the poet. Thank you, dear children.